You are listening to The Ron Van Dam Show. That's one part blah, 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 one part ha, 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 and just a smidgen of ta-da!
Ron Van Dam is an experienced talk show host. Do not attempt to try this at home.
Please don't.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Okay, whatever.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. How are you? Good to be with you. Sit back, relax. I'll take it from here. Oh yeah, a little higher, little higher. Oh yeah, oh right there. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah. Okay, that's enough talk at the beginning of the show. That's enough talking while the music is in the background. How are you? Good to be with you. Sit back. How are you? Good, fine. Come a little bit closer to the speaker. Come on. Come on, come on. That's better. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is that an elephant or Doc Severinsen? Oh, wait a minute. Millennials don't know who Doc Severinsen is. Trumpet player on The Tonight Show when Johnny Carson, you don't know who Johnny Carson is. All right, never mind. Forget it. The elephant in the room. Here's the elephant in the room today. You know the gas prices are going up. They continue to go up. They will continue to go up without stopping. They will continue to go up. They shall remain high. Food prices have increased beyond the increase that they already were doing. Now it's not just the food. Now it's all products, because all products have to be moved from place to place by diesel fuel, diesel trucks. That's where the gas prices are higher than even the gas you put in your car. So everything's going up in price. Even the services that don't involve any gas. Like your psychotherapist. You see a psychotherapist. You don't? You should. Well, Ron, there's no gas involved in psychotherapy. Why would they raise prices? Because they have to pay more to live. So they're going to pass that on to you so that they can make ends meet. That's why, just like the tariffs, it wasn't the other countries that were paying the tariffs. It was us individually when we ordered something from another country. Americans are the schmuck of the universe. They are. Come on, let's face it. We're the schmucks of the universe. And that's where we sit. And that's it. You know, you decide to finish the floor in your room or something, or you have a deck in the back of your house. You decide to paint the deck or something like that. But let's say you're in your room and you decide you're going to shellac the floor, your wooden floor, and you're coming through the door with your paint and your shellac and stuff and your varnish, and you start varnishing the floor. And you varnish all the way to the end of the floor. And then you turn around and, oh my God, how am I going to get out of the room? I've painted myself into a corner. That should be on Trump's gravestone. Someday, you know, oh my God, I've painted myself into a corner. Anyway, that today, ladies and gentlemen, with higher prices, buckle up, baby, buckle up, buttercup. They're all going up, and they're going to go up for a long time. Not just a couple of weeks, not just a couple of months. Try a year or two, at least, no matter what happens. Same with the COVID, man. Same with the COVID. It took over 2 years for the prices to go down a little bit. So no. And once prices go up, they tend to stay up. Have you noticed that? Prices very rarely go down. Maybe there's a sale. Maybe there's a small price drop, but nothing like what they've raised to be today and will raise to be tomorrow. Prices never go down. They only go up. And that's called inflation. Inflation all the time, every single year. What a wonderful decade this has been. And this is the year of celebrating our 250th anniversary as a country. Thanks. This is not an anniversary gift. I'd rather cake than high gas prices. Okay, that was the elephant in the room. All right. Now on to something else, because you can't talk about this too long before you start driving yourself nuts. So forget that. Hey, got one of those large postcards, the postcards in the mail that are the size of a large sheet of paper, but they're called a postcard. And it was from a driveway company, driveway sealing, repair, and new driveways. I forget the name of the company, but it had the word driveways in it. Bob's Driveways, or Driveways Are Us, or Drive This Way with your driveway. How you doing on your driveway? What's up with your driveway? Driveways Unlimited. Driveways 2.0. Driveways HD. One of those titles. And on the card, it had in big letters, on the bottom of the card, it said, free estimates. And I looked at it and I said, wait a minute. That's supposed to be a ploy to get me to call you? Hey, here's the deal. If we're going to give you an estimate, it's going to be for free. Really? When's the last time I've paid for an estimate? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? I'd like to have my driveway done, please. All right, we'll come out and give you an estimate. That'll cost you $700. What? Well, then no. Forget it then. Free estimates. You got to be kidding. In this day and age of rising prices wow, they're giving away free estimates. They must have a lot of them. You want an estimate? Yeah. And it's free. My God, how can you afford to give a free estimate? Maybe soon there won't be free estimates because it'll cost too much money in gas to come out and give you the estimate. That's a problem. Free estimates. I live in an area where the Burger King and McDonald's franchises suck. I'm sorry to put it so blatantly, but I get mad at, I went to a Burger King, and I don't know why. I saw a commercial on television, and it said Burger King is like trying to relaunch themselves, and they're flame broiled, and it's fantastic, and give us a try again. Just give us a try. Free estimates. So I get in my car and I go to the drive-thru because there's no reason to get out of your car at a fast food place. You don't want to eat in there. That's not, it's not sanitary. You don't want to eat in those places. They've got other people eating in those places. You don't want to eat with them. So it's all drive-thru crap. So I go through the drive-thru and they have a thing called a rodeo burger. I think that's just a burger that they have a rodeo with it. This burger's been to the rodeo. Have you tried the rodeo burger? Have you had the rodeo burger? I feel like because here's a joke that I do. I drive up to that little speaker in the drive-thru, and they say, "Well, would you like to place your order? Or what would you like?" And I say, "I want the rodeo burger, but it's not my first rodeo burger." You get it? No, I go to the rodeo. This is my first rodeo, or something like that. So they say, "Okay, fine. Drive around." Okay, I'll drive around where? No, sir. When I say drive around, just go around the corner and to the window. Oh, I thought you just wanted me to drive around for a while because that's too expensive with gas prices. So I drive up to the window and I'm sitting there, but I can't get to the window because there are 4 cars in front of me. So I'm sitting there. 10 minutes go by. 10 freaking minutes, and I've only moved up 2 cars. And I know I placed the order, and they're probably feverishly getting my rodeo burger together. But see, the rodeo burger has onion rings on it, and onion rings are horrible for you, but they are so freaking tasty. They take an onion, which is very healthy, but then they bread it and they deep fry it, and that makes it incredibly unhealthy. This is what these places do. They take healthy food and they turn it into unhealthy food. It's a trick, and it's a free estimate. So I drove out of the line, and I left. And the funny thing is, I'm wondering if the person behind me, did I screw everybody up by leaving the line and just bolting out of there like that? Because when the person behind me pulls up to the window, the person in the window will say, here it is. And they'll go, rodeo burger? I didn't order the rodeo burger. Oh, no, someone must have left. It screws everybody up. So everybody behind the guy that didn't order the rodeo burger, and now the guy behind him in his car is going to get his order. It's just screw it. And this goes on for 7 years. They don't figure this out until 70 cars have passed through. Oh, wait a minute. Someone must have left a line. That's why this is all screwed up. So I'm mad at Burger King. And I say, well, I'm not going to go to Burger King anymore. Boy, forget them. They are inefficient. This is why people don't go to Burger King. And then I realized, wait a minute, Ron. It's a franchise. That means that I can't blame Burger King. If the food sucked, I could blame them. But I can't blame them for the bad service. I can only blame the franchise owner of that particular location because they suck. Down the street from the Burger King, only about 30 seconds away down the street, is a McDonald's. And I passed it when I left the Burger King in a very altered state of anger. So I pulled into the McDonald's. Now, I don't care for McDonald's too much. I just don't. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're popular, and I like to go with the underdog, which would be Burger King. So, but I pull into the McDonald's, and I go through the little window, and you can never understand what they're saying, because with the technology today of our high technology and our high-speed internet and our robotic AI, the best they can come up with sound-wise, a speaker in the drive-through line is, I want a Happy Meal, although I ain't all that happy. I want a kind of angry meal is what I want, and that's what I want. What'd you call me? I don't know. What are you saying? Could you say that in English, please? I don't know. I don't know who your sister is. Is that what you said? No, I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know what you're saying. Come out here and talk to me. What are you... what? I want a very unhappy meal. Please. Excuse me? Do I want what with that? No. Are you asking me if I want extra ketchup? What is... I don't understand what you're saying. Did you say you didn't understand what I'm saying? Forget it. Just cancel my order. Son of a bitch. All right. I don't understand these places. I stay away from them. Then there's Wendy's. Wendy's, for some reason, somehow has become the I'm above that kind of franchise. Yeah. Their recipe is value. Is that their might be their slogan, maybe it's not. That's the place where they have the round buns with the square burgers. I don't know. I went to math and geometry class in school, and you're not supposed to do that. I don't understand what you put it, but that's what they do. They say their food is healthier. They have salads and chili and things like that, and all that. So they're supposed to be really good. But again, if you hit a bad franchise, doesn't work out. You still get the. I don't know. Can't win. You shouldn't be eating that crap I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that out loud. You shouldn't be eating that food anyway. You should be having fish once a week, and that's not the fillet of fish from McDonald's. This is it's so amazingly stupid, but it makes so much sense. I alluded to this like 4 shows ago. Donald Trump eats a lot of McDonald's, and I don't understand that, because they have a chef in the White House. They have chefs that follow him around, and yet he chooses to eat McDonald's. I don't understand that. That's so indicative. What else in the news? This past Monday was, I live in Massachusetts, by the way. I'll raise my hand. I live in Massachusetts, and I'm quite comfortable here, to be honest with you. They have a thing called Patriots Day. It was last Monday, and when they do that, they run the Boston Marathon, which is a worldwide big deal, apparently. But I find it to be incredibly humorous. I do. I don't understand the marathon thing. Now, if you're an athlete or a runner, if you're one of those people that run everywhere, I don't know what your rush is. I mean, take it easy. If you like running, this is like the big thing. But it's basically incredibly, what's the word? Stupid, because they run 26 miles with no traffic. You can run right through a traffic light. That's the only good thing about marathons. You can go right through the traffic light. You don't have to stop. But the funny thing is, there's maybe 20 or 30 runners that are serious about it and actually are trying to get to the finish line first. There's the men's division, the women's division, the I'm not too sure what sex I am division. There's the wheelchair division. There's the tricycle division. But these are experts in their field. Everybody else, the other 10,000 people that are running the marathon, are just people like you and I. And you and I are fairly commonly inept. So they start the marathon on the Monday morning. Some of them are still running. It takes them like a week to finish the course. Because at a point, you do have to stop for traffic lights and traffic. When you hit an intersection, and at some point, they're going to open up the intersection, you can't run right through it. So, all right. Stranger than actually running in the marathon, and believe me, by the way, I'm not touting it that I could do this. I could not run 2 blocks. No, 2 blocks, they would be picking me up in some type of an ambulance to bring me to a respiratory location in order to revive me. No, I could not do that. So people that can run a little bit of the marathon, do I think that they're special? No, they're It's just something I choose not to do. I know my limitations. I know that would be painful. Why the hell would I do something like that? But what I find more fascinating than the people that participate in the marathon, those thousands of people, are the people that actually line the streets to watch it. I don't get that. It's not a parade. There are no floats. There are no high school bands. I don't understand why you would stand there and watch people run by. And I guess you cheer them on. Yeah, go, 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 go. And then I don't understand. How much of a spectacle is that? Look, people ran by me yesterday. I went to a curb and I stood there and people ran by. It was fascinating. One of the greatest experiences of my life. Some people actually have little cups of water that they hand the marathoners. That's an incredible display of trust. If I were running a marathon and someone handed me a plastic cup of water as I was running by, a total stranger, I mean, it could be anything. I would hand them a maybe a Tito's or perhaps a Scotch whiskey of some sort, or maybe I think they need a cocktail. I don't think they need water. I think they need a cocktail. I would, if I were running the marathon and somebody handed me a cocktail, I'd stop and I'd say, "This is very, very tasty. Thank you very much. I'm through. I'm done." I don't understand why you would stand on, why you would watch people run by. I just don't get it. I don't see why. Can anybody explain that to me? Why you would stand on a curb watching people run by? Why? And if they're running fast enough, it's like you can't see them anyway. They're like just people running by, and there's a lot of them. So there, I don't. What do you walk away with? I mean, what that was. You know what I did today? I stood on the curb, and people ran by me. I'll never forget it. It's a very, very strange action. It is. I don't know why they do that. If you're at the finish line, I guess it's a little more exciting, just a little bit more, although you fought a lot of traffic and a lot of people to be able to stand around the finish line, because that's usually very hard to do. So I guess that's a bit more exciting. I guess it's the anticipation. When do you think they're going to get to our location so we can watch them run by? We don't know. Wait, I think they're coming. Oh, was that? No, that's just some kids running by. No, that's not them. No. Oh, and here they come. Here they come. Yay! There they go. Okay, let's go home. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Then when these runners reach the finish line, they basically look like they're dying. They take these big, shiny robes or cloths or blankets, and they wrap them in it, and it looks like they're basically taking them to the hospital or something. It looks like there's some type of cardiac problem going on with these people. And I don't know why. If you ever make it to the finish line, it's just, I don't, you can't reach the finish line and say, okay, let's go get a beer, because you can't do that. Here's the other thing that's kind of fun. Before you run a marathon, apparently you're supposed to take in a lot of carbs, because you're burning a lot of carbs when you run like that. I think your mother told you that. So they eat a lot of spaghetti and pasta the night before. I mean, I guess there's an upside to the marathon in that case. I love pasta, but I ain't running no marathon. So that's a problem. Now I feel like I can't eat a lot of pasta unless I'm going to run a marathon. And running around the block a few times probably doesn't cut it. So I don't eat pasta anymore unless I'm going to run a marathon the next day. And that doesn't happen a lot. There are some very serious marathon runners who go from city to city to run the marathons. There's a New York City marathon. I don't know when that takes place. It starts at the mouth of the Verrazano Bridge in Staten Island. They run across the bridge. That's a fun start. Boston Marathon, they start in the town of Hopkinton. Nothing. It's just in front of the general store or something. I really don't know. In New York City, they run across the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. That's spectacular. That's spectacular to even run across that bridge. That's spectacular. But then you get to the other side and you're in Manhattan, and now you got to really run because people are chasing you, basically. Hey, where's my wallet? Hey, where's my wallet? And you got to run through Brooklyn and the Bronx. It's a lot. It's just a lot. But at least it's New York. It's New York. There's something to see, something that, you're running by the buildings and stuff. Everything in New York is something to see. In Massachusetts, in Hopkinton, Massachusetts, there's nothing to see. Oh, there's a lady with a baby carriage. Oh, that's about it. I don't know. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm really not into marathons or running at all. I don't see the point. I think it should be like the running of the bulls. I think everybody who runs a marathon should start running, and then they release the bulls. And then you have a reason to run your ass off. I think that the running times would be improved incredibly if they just had bulls chasing you to give you a reason to run. Then I understand. Look, they're running down the street. Why? Because there's a bull chasing them. Okay, now we got ourselves something to watch. But they don't do that. They run for no reason at all. They don't have to run. No one's forcing them. Unless you had a lot of pasta the night before and you got to run it off. But other than that, there's no reason for this. Because you're not going to win it. It's going to be some guy from Kenya. I guarantee you. And the woman, Kenya as well. Other than that, ain't going to happen. I think there was a lady in the marathon like a couple of decades ago, and she started running, and then she got in a taxi cab, and she timed it so that when she got to the finish line, the cab would arrive. She tipped the cab driver, and then she would go across the finish line, and she won. I don't know if I made that up or whether that actually happened, but if it actually happened, that's a story. That's so cool. Right? No? Okay. I'm out of time. I'll be back again tomorrow with another episode, but until that time arrives, well, I wish you peace.